Kia ora, this is set 21314 Tron Legacy, which released in 2018 as part of the LEGO Ideas line. It was number 21 in the Ideas line, and the idea was originally designed by BrickBrosUK, who have a YouTube channel and a good amount of videos actually explaining the behind the scenes process of building this set and how to improve it as well. Seriously, a really great playlist is available on their channel all about alternate designs and more. The set released in 2018 for 60 NZD. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that we got a LEGO Ideas set that was both licensed and, especially, under the regular $300 price tag that sets are usually sold at nowadays. I loved LEGO Ideas for years, and I made sure to try and get every single set that I could, and for a while there I think I was on like a 5 or 6 set streak. I've easily happily skipped over so many in the past few years though. This set was very important to me when it released because I had just slightly gotten out of LEGO spending, but I made sure to buy this as soon as I found out that it was available, and I'm thankful for that decision too, because now it's valued at double its price, $120 and higher, but I rarely see it available in my regions. The set overview here are 2 light cycles, Flynn's and Rinzler, with the addition of Quorra and a Tron grid display stand as well. We will start with the really neat display stand of the set. Nice looking display stands can really sell me on an idea if I'm being totally honest. I can be very easily won over that way. I plan on displaying everything that I own. A really good display piece is exactly what I'm looking for. The display stand here is so simple, but it is very effective. The blues and the blacks blend together so well, and that shaping as well helps lend itself to being part of that special sci-fi design from that world. Constructed mostly from plates and tiles, we've got some studded sections for posing your figures or your bikes. There's a split down the middle here so that you can display the bikes individually if you want, or you could even make your own modifications and have it displayed as a flat squared grid. The grid also works as a giant piece of land for the figures to be displayed on if you really wanted to, resembling their action sequence together. Now the bikes are the exact same design as each other, just with a color change. That's good in the sense of accuracy towards the movie's depiction, but the build can feel a little repetitive once you've built the exact same substantial item twice. The shaping is perfect though, allowing for the minifigures to be resting laying down just as seen in the movie. Its silhouette is perfect with those giant built-in wheels and the power stream effect as well. The 2 bikes next to each other on display really make for a powerful vignette of a movie that I completely adore. But how functional is that bike? The answer, unfortunately, is it's not really that functional, if we're being completely honest. In order to get the bike looking dead on to the design of the movie, the biggest compromise here was within the wheels. Circular discs, but they're attached through the use of the wand piece and the lightsaber rod, and they're held up against the bricks really tightly. Removing them and rolling them on their own, they work perfectly well, but connected to that bike, the wheels won't move the way that LEGO wheels should usually move. But that's why you have a display stand. Sam's is the exact same build, but with a color swap like I said. It looks just as good as Rinzler's, if not more so, because I like the heroes of the movie. I like the blue color scheme. Applying them onto the stand is really easy. It's just 2 studs to connect the bikes. The bikes also feature a good working area to be placed down onto the stand however you want, so you could actually have them at different lengths if you want to, or right beside each other, one right in front of the other, you name it. Here is Sam Flynn, our first minifigure of the set. Admittedly, he's not the most exciting character of the movie to be featured here, but he is the lead of the movie, and he comes with some really neat features that are still exclusive to just him that the others don't have. All 3 of these figures do have some form of uniqueness to themselves. Sam includes an amazing set of prints for his torso, arms, and legs. Really great printing that you would only see in the Disney CMF series. He has a neat looking helmet, but it's one of my main gripes with the set. It's not a specially molded piece that matches the source material in any way, annoyingly. The reason for this is because this Ideas set actually released back when LEGO had a rule against the use of specially molded pieces being used in Ideas submissions. I believe it was a combination of things like Steamboat Mickey, Sesame Street, and Winnie the Pooh that reaffirmed to us that this rule was now no longer at play, but that's supposedly the reason why we don't have LEGO Ideas of Zelda sets yet. And here, it's the reason why Sam's helmet is a generic one instead. He included an extra hairpiece of that cool spiky one from the Sleepy Time Kid from the CMF. His face print was actually exclusive to him, believe it or not. It has since been used for the face of Victor Crumb in the Harry Potter line, but for a while, this was all Garrett Hedlund. Last thing to mention, his identity disc, which is a printed donut tile that can also be attached onto his back using that clear neck brace attachment. Bravo, he's excellent. This is Quorra, played by Olivia Wilde in the movie, and really, she wasn't necessary to the set, but I'm thrilled for her inclusion. She unfortunately doesn't have anywhere to be placed on the set though, so I really wish that display stand had just one extra studded tile somewhere, because she has to stand outside the grid for my displays. She features some very similar printing to Sam and that same identity disc, but she also has her shoulders exposed in that special arm printing, which is genuinely amazing. It's the kind of detail that LEGO usually ignore these days, so I love it when they go out of their way to make sure that this is actually featured. She has some dress skirt printing as well, transitioning her torso to her legs. She included a katana sword and a double-sided face as well. Rinzler, though, out of the three of them, is probably my favorite minifigure of the set. He features more extremes in his printing compared to the other two, and also wears a helmet, but his helmet is a mold that actually feels like it works pretty well for him. My best guess is that it's an Iron Man helmet that released close to the time. He has some printing on his back and his torso once you remove that special neck brace. Speaking of, he actually wears a different one compared to Sam. His is actually a Technic peg instead, which allows him to hold two of these discs on his back. His discs are an orange color and exclusive to him. Two of them, just like as shown in the movie, looks great. The final flaw for me though is his expression. The head is used from 20 plus minifigures total, all of them generic inclusions like guards and resistance troopers for Star Wars. Spoilers for Tron Legacy, a 10 plus year old movie now, but Rinzler's identity is revealed in the movie to be Tron himself, played by Bruce Boxleitner. Rinzler's face is never actually revealed in the movie, but Boxleitner does appear in the movie as Alan Bradley, so it would have been really cool to see a unique expression made for him as well as these two, given how long he's been in the series and everything compared to the other actors. He's involved with most of the Tron projects outside of the movies, including things like the cartoons and the video games and everything. So that's my second biggest gripe with the set. The box is gorgeous and one that I have kept in this condition for years now. I usually flatten or I throw out the boxes, but this one has remained like this since 2018, even with its original sticker price as well. It's a nice, really sleek design and smaller ideas box than usual. The back here showcases the sets and the ability for display. It looks amazing. The instructions for LEGO Ideas sets are always one of the main highlights of the build, genuinely speaking. It's a smaller booklet to usual sets, but immediately inside, hey look, it's the Brick Bros. There's also some words from the official LEGO designers on the other side here, and we have some cool information about the movie Tron Legacy and the characters that are included. And they spoil Rinzler's identity in the instructions here, by the way. Then after that, it's just your standard LEGO instruction manual, and at the back here we have an image for the set all built up and an advertisement for LEGO Ideas featuring some really great sets. The Woman of NASA is the only one here that I do not have in my possession. It retired very quickly here, I think. Instead of the usual Win Kid, we have a survey option on the back. Overall, the Tron Legacy LEGO Ideas project, dare I say, is practically perfect. The only flaws that I have here are partly retrospective downsides, because if the set were to be remade today, I predict those two flaws would be fixed. Tron is such a very specific niche favored property in the Disney lineup. Tron heads will eat up just about anything that we can get our hands on for merchandising like this, so I'm genuinely forever thankful that the set exists in the way that it does. It was a lot of fun to revisit this one. If you enjoyed this look at an older LEGO Ideas set, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel. Ka kite anō.